All right, we're back. So we're now on page 78, and this is the dialogue page. Now there's four pictures, a series of pictures, of a man and a woman having some conversation. It looks like they're at a bar or a coffee shop. It's a coffee shop, yeah, it's not a bar. You can tell by the cups. And the question at the top is, what are you going to do there? So I tell you what we'll do, and like before, I'll be the guy, you can be the girl, and let's get started. So I'll pause, I'll speak and pause, and then you speak, then I'll speak again and pause and you speak. So the guy starts with, what are you planning to do during the vacation? Me? Well, actually, I'm going to Thailand for 10 days. I plan to visit the temples and ride an elephant. Okay? Have you ever done that? It's fun. And now you can be the guy this time, and I'll be the girl. So you start. Ready? Go. I'm not sure. I'll probably visit my parents. How about you? Wow, how long? Or for how long? Really, what are you going to do there? Ride an elephant? Cool. Okay, so if you can find someone to practice this dialogue with, that would be great. If you can't, then you can just maybe pretend that you have someone to practice with. But again, these are excellent dialogues. They're very realistic and everyday conversation expressions and phrases and words. All right, so we're going to skip the pair work part and go straight to... What's going on here? A little bit slow. Come on. There we go. Where's it going to take us is the question. Come on. Normally you're not so slow. Okay, we have to go back one. That's a little bit better. So page 80 is the second part of, or the second page of the pair work, which is partner B. So again, we're not going to be doing this. What we are going to do, though, is look at page 81. And this is grammar stuff. There's no listening here. We are looking at different ways that you can express the future and the present to express future events. So the examples are the present continuous actually expressing the future tense. But there has to be an understanding that you're talking about the future. So, what are you doing now? I'm eating. What are you doing next week? I'm eating. See? One response had to do with now. The other response had to do with the future. But they're both the same response. So, the examples, I'm having lunch with Brian this afternoon. I might visit my parents this summer. Maybe I'll watch a movie tonight. I'm going to start work next month. I'll pass intermediate English next year. So I will, I might, I'm having lunch, I'm going to. So there are all these different ways to express the future. So let's look at number 2. So underline the verb forms with will, be going to, might, and the present continuous. That's 6 points. You're going to score yourself. Then match the sentences. 6 points. So let's see. 1. Are you going to go to grad school? So are going to go. And then the answer there for you is no, I'm starting work next month at Sony. So they're mixing up the answers. Some of them are, like I said, the present continuous, but it's the future. Will, be going to, and might. So there's number 2. I'll just read it, and you can, underline yourself the correct words and choose the correct response. So are you going to move abroad this year? Okay, that was number 2. Number 3, you have to decide what you are going to do after graduation. You know. So what response would you give? What's the best response? Did you decide about your holiday? If we are going to go somewhere next summer, we have to plan it. Do you want to work in your hometown in the future? Did you decide which courses to take next year? Okay, so you can pause it or whatever, and I'm going to give you the answers. There they are. Okay? Now, vocabulary check. Get your plans. So, number 1, I'm in my last year at school. I'll graduate in 3 months. So graduate belongs in the space in number 1. Number 2, they have one child and they are going to blank another baby in June. What verb goes there? Which one works the best? Number 3, I'm tired, so I'm not going to anything special this weekend. Number 4, Jason and Jennifer are going to blank, married next year. 5, next year we are going to go to San Francisco and meet some friends. They have lived in an apartment for 10 years, but they want to blank a house. 7, I'm really worried about a test, so I can't blank. 8, on vacation, I'm going to visit Hawaii and to the beach. And then 9, this food looks really good. I'm going to eat a lot. So you can go ahead and try to do these and add your score up and see how well you did. So number 3, each one is worth 1 point. Okay? And with regards to number 2, you have part 1 and part 2. They're both worth 6 points. Okay, great. Let's move on to the next page. Not the next one, but the following page. Because we're going to skip the group. We'll save that for later. And we have real stories. You're familiar with real stories. So Kate and Melina's story. Kate and Melina are from Australia. They will spend a year traveling. Then they will go to university. Read about their plans. Guess the missing words. Okay, so what you're going to do here is you're going to read about their plans, and you can use the words down in the box here to fill in the blanks. And 2 of the words are not going to be used, I think. That's right. 2 of the words are extra. So can you just do that yourself? Why don't you do that yourself? Okay. And number 2, think about the story. Now answer these questions about the story. So you're going to do that too. So, true or false, Kate and Melina will go hiking in Japan. So, T or F. True or false? Number 2. What is a gap year? So a gap year is explained in here. Can you explain what that is? Can you state what that is so that you know what that means? And number 3. Do people take gap years in your country? If yes, what do they do? If no, why not? Okay? So go ahead and do that by looking back at the story. And your story, this is kind of interesting, and I may actually give this for homework. We'll see. So imagine you're taking a year off next year to travel. What would you do? Where would you go? We'll see about that. If you have an assignment, if I give this assignment to you, which I haven't decided, you just look at your LMS and your assignment will show you whether or not I've assigned this as a homework. Okay, so always be checking around this time, Friday, Sunday night or Monday, be checking your LMS for any updates or new assignments or new lessons or announcements. Now let's move on to the additional exercises that are connected to this unit. Okay, so vocabulary building. What are you going to do? Just like before, what are you going to do? So weekend plans. Fill in the missing letters. Can you do that, please? Go ahead and do that. Actually, I'm going to go back and give you the answers. I didn't do that. So here are the answers to number 1. And here are the answers to number 2. There they are. So you can pause it and take a look at it. Okay, now let's move on. Okay, weekend plans. So once again, you're going to fill in the letters to complete the expressions, the phrases or words. Okay, you got it? So I'm going to click it. All right, great. Let's have a look at number 2. Number 2, match the activities with the places. So here you're going to, so for example, we'll do number 1 kind of together. So 1, eat a lot of food. All right. So where would you eat a lot of food? I think that would be pretty easy to figure out. What about go skiing? Where would you go skiing? What about go sightseeing? Where do people do that? And number 4, go scuba diving. Where do people go scuba diving? Just a moment. I'm just looking at the timer. I really can't see it very well, which is annoying, actually. Just a minute. Let's see if I can adjust this. It looks like it's been paused. Or has it? Just a minute. I'm sorry about this. I'm just going to pause it, you guys. So anyway, sorry about that delay. I just can't read the ticket. So we're going to end this this part, and we'll do the next part video.